Hi guys, good morning. Welcome to Rise and EduTech platform. From today, we are going to start second year portions in zoology. And in that first chapter, we are going to concentrate is human reproduction. So Nandini, are you there? Nandini? Yeah, okay. Let us start. Yeah, okay. So what is reproduction and why it is needed for living organism? So for the continuity of any species, reproduction is very much important. So what do you mean by reproduction? That is production of young ones by organism is called as reproduction. So there are so many modes of reproduction that you have studied in botany, like reproduction in organisms, different types of sexual, asexual, again, in that different types are there. Okay, so here we are going to concentrate about human reproduction. So humans are sexually reproducing viviparous in nature. What do you mean by viviparous? That is giving birth to young ones. Giving birth to young ones. Here, that is the fetus. First fertilization occurs internally and zygote will be formed. From zygote, embryo will be developed, and inside the female body, the fetus is getting developed, and the nutrients are supplied through placenta. Nutrients are supplied through placenta. And there are two different other modes are there, that is oviparous and ovoviviparous. So what is the difference between these two modes? Oviparous means that is fertilized or non-fertilized eggs, either fertilized or non-fertilized eggs. Eggs will be released. Okay. See, for example, if you take chicken, that is fertilization is occurring internally. The fertilized egg is released out, and that zygote, which is formed during fertilization, it gets into an organism with the help of nutrients which are present in the egg itself. And if you take non-fertilized, for example, if you take frog, so male and female frogs, they used to, that is, send out their gametes outside the body, and fertilization is external. So after fertilization, again, as I told, the nutrients which are required for the development of zygote into an organism is present in that egg itself. Okay, and if you take ovoviviparous, so here again fertilization is internal. Fertilization is internal, and again the zygote is formed. The zygote to organism development will be formed by using the nutrients present in the yolk. So here, no placental formation, no placenta. That is the difference between oviparous, ovoviviparous, and viviparous. Okay, yeah. So here it is an essential event for living organism to continue their species. Okay, and again, humans are viviparous. It includes gametogenesis, insemination, monaza. So you want me to explain oviparous, ovoviviparous, and viviparous here? Monaza?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, yes, let me explain again. So here humans are especially viviparous because we are giving birth to young ones. And here inside the female body, the fertilization is happening. So the fertilization is internal, and from mother's body, all the required nutrients, including oxygen, is supplied to the fetus, which is developing inside the uterus. Okay, so the development requires nutrients, and that is supplied by the formation of placenta. Okay, so here we'll be learning about what is placenta, how it is getting developed after fertilization, everything we will see in detail in future classes. So again, apart from that, there are two different modes in reproduction. One is that is viviparous, I explained. Oviparous means that is they release fertilized or non-fertilized eggs. For example, if you take chicken, the fertilization is happening inside the female body, and the fertilized egg, that is zygote, that is developing into chick with the help of the nutrients which are present inside the egg itself. Okay, so the fertilized eggs are laid out by the chicken, and the heat temperature which is required for that zygote to develop into chick will be provided by the mother. Okay, here ovoviviparous means, again, like viviparous, the ovoviviparous organisms used to keep the zygote to organism developmental process inside the female body. But here there is no placental formation. Like the chicken which is hatching the egg outside the body, here the development is happening inside, but using only the nutrients which are present in the egg, like oviparous. Okay, so that is, there is no placenta formation. There is no nutrient exchange between maternal body and fetus. That is the difference between ovoviviparous and viviparous. Got it, dear Munaza?
Yes, ma'am.
Munaza, is it clear now?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. So what are the processes needed for this human reproduction? So first one is gametogenesis. Yeah, okay. First one is gametogenesis. Second one is insemination. Third process is fertilization. Fourth one is implantation, and fifth one is a gestation, and sixth, the last process is parturition. So what do you mean by this gametogenesis? Production of sperm and egg. Okay, those are called as gametes. So female gamete is the egg and male gamete is sperm. So how they are produced? By the process of gametogenesis, because that is the first process, and second is insemination. So usually the third process, fertilization, is occurring inside the female body. Okay, for that the male gamete should enter into the female body. So entering sperm into the female body is done with the help of this insemination process. Okay, and fertilization means fusion of gametes, fusion of male and female gametes like egg and sperm leads to the formation of zygote. That is called as fertilization. And after fertilization, zygote will be the product. So from zygote, it is developing into embryo. So after certain stage of zygote into, that is one cell zygote will be cleaved into two cell. Two cell is converted into four cell to eight cell to 16, 16 to 32. So each and every that we will be seeing during the fertilization topic, under the fertilization topic. So here, that is after at certain stage when it is forming 32 cell stage. It is from the fallopian tube where the fertilization is happening, in the fallopian tube. From the fallopian tube, it is moving into the uterine wall. Okay, and it is getting implanted. It is getting attached to the uterine wall. That process is called as implantation. And next is gestation. So that is each and every species, they have their own gestation period, development of zygote to an entire organism. So in human beings, it is 9 months. In human beings, it is 9 months. And if you take in elephants, it is 22 months. It is 22 months. Dogs and cats, it is almost 67 days. Okay, so this is gestation. And parturition, releasing of the matured organism, matured fetus. Okay, so that is called as parturition. So these are the events which are happening in a sequential manner in human reproduction. Yeah. So today we are going to concentrate about male reproductive system. So what are the components present in this male reproductive system? Paired testes, accessory ducts, accessory glands, and external genitalia. So these are the four important parts which are present in the male reproductive system. Okay, in accessory ducts, if you take, there are four ducts. Important four ducts are helping in release of male gamete. Rete testis, vas efferentia, epididymis, vas deferens. So these are the four accessory ducts. And what are the accessory glands? Why they are needed? Because like these glands secretes some fluid which is needed for insemination process, and again the nutrients are needed for the male gamete, and it is helping to move the sperm from one place to another. Okay, so what are these glands, accessory glands present in male reproductive system? First one is prostate gland, that is single in number. Please concentrate here. That is single prostate gland, a pair of seminal vesicles, and a pair of corpus gland. Okay, so these three are the different type of glands present in male reproductive system. Okay, and last one is external genitalia, that is penis. So each component we are going to discuss in detail. Let us see about the testis. So testis is the primary sex organ. Testis is the primary sex organ. And what is the major role of this testis? To produce sperms and testosterone. So this is the major androgen. This is the major androgen produced by testis. Okay. Yeah, so testis, Munaza, please, you no need to unmute. I think now you're hearing my voice. Am I audible for you now? Munaza, you just chat. You just text me if you have any doubt. Don't unmute it. Okay? Yeah. Testis are formed within the abdomen. Where it is present, it is present in the abdominal cavity. Okay, and again, when means in the fetus stage, soon after birth, that is at the 8th month of pregnancy or soon after birth of male baby, they are getting, which are present in the abdominal cavity in fetal stage, they are getting descended into scrotal sac. Okay, they are coming down. Okay, so what is the role of this scrotum? Scrotum, it is having different types of tissues, and this testis should come down from the abdominal cavity during the time of birth, and it should be accommodated into the scrotum. Okay, so that is the abdominal cavity and scrotum is connected by inguinal canal. Okay, but if it is not happening during the birth or at the 8th month of pregnancy, if this is not happening in the male baby, that leads to cryptorchidism. Okay, but if it is happening like this, that is, there is no descending of testis from abdominal cavity to the scrotum, means that leads to the disorder called cryptorchidism, which leads to sterility or infertility. Okay, why it should present in the scrotal sac? That is the second point. To provide 2 to 2.5 degrees C lesser than the body temperature, because gametogenesis process, that is production of sperms, requires 35 degrees C. Okay, so the scrotum is responsible, the muscles which are present in the scrotum are responsible for maintenance of this temperature, which is suitable for sperm production. Okay, question how they will ask from this slide. What is the primary male reproductive organ? Testis. What is the role of testis? Sperms and testosterone. Androgen produced by testis is testosterone. And what is descending? And what will happen if undescended testis is there? And what is the temperature that is responsible for sperm production? Okay, and what is the major role of scrotum? Okay, and see here, this temperature, I explained you that the scrotum is made up of different types of tissues. Fibrous tissue is present, muscular tissue is also present. The muscle which is responsible for maintenance of 2 to 2.5 degree lesser temperature than the body temperature is darter's muscle. So from this, so many questions can be asked from this part. Okay, yeah. Let us see about the structure and what are the internal components, anatomy of testis. So each testis is oval in shape. And what is the length and width? Last year question asked in NEET, that is 4 to 5 centimeter length and 2 to 3 centimeter width. This is the dimensions of testis. So each testis has 250 testicular lobules. So like this, if you consider this as one lobule, You consider this as one lobule. Like this, each testis, that is male have a pair of testes. Each testis is having 250 testicular lobules. And again, each lobule consists of 2 to 3 seminiferous tubules. Okay, so coiled seminiferous tubules are present. And again, this seminiferous tubules, they are having two different cells. One is male germ cells, which is otherwise called as spermatogonia. Male germ cells are spermatogonia, and second type of cell is Sertoli cells. So what is the role of these two cells which are lined in seminiferous tubules means this spermatogonia is getting developed into sperm. This is getting developed into sperm. And what is the role of this Sertoli cells? Sertoli cells are the nourishing cells or nourishment cells, which are giving all the nutrients needed for the maturation, development of sperm from spermatogonia. Okay, and again, this Sertoli cells, one more function is it also secretes androgen binding protein. What do you mean by ABP? Androgen binding protein. Okay, and one more hormone is also secreted by this Sertoli cells, that is inhibin. So what is the role of this inhibin? So this will inhibit the FSH secretion, feedback control of FSH secretion. From where the FSH is produced? Follicle stimulating hormone, that is produced from anterior pituitary, right? So this production of anterior pituitary is controlled by the hormone inhibin, which is produced by Sertoli cells. So in this slide, shape of the testis is important, dimension is important, how many testicular lobules are present in each kidney, please remember, total 500, in each kidney 250, and each one of the lobule constitute of 2 to 3 seminiferous tubules, or else 1 to 3 seminiferous tubules, and inside the seminiferous tubules the cells are lined. What are they? Male germ cells and Sertoli cells. Male germ cells or spermatogonia is getting developed into sperm, and Sertoli cells is providing all the nutrients and necessary factors needed for this sperm production. Okay, and apart from that, so this is lobule. So seminiferous tubules are present. So in between that, okay, the region outside the seminiferous tubule, the region outside the seminiferous, that is this yellow lines you can see, and in between light brown shade is there, right? So those are the regions which are not having seminiferous tubules. Okay, so that space is called the interstitial space. So this interstitial space is filled with Leydig cells, and small blood vessels are also present. And what is the role of this Leydig cells? These Leydig cells produce androgens, mostly testosterone. Okay, so here you should remember what are the cells present inside the seminiferous tubules and outside the seminiferous tubules. Question will be asked. Okay, so inside the seminiferous tubules, Sertoli cells are present, male germ cells are present, and outside the seminiferous tubule, that is in interstitial space inside the lobules. Inside the lobules, you just imagine in the lobules outside of seminiferous tubule, that is called as interstitial space. In that, Leydig cells are present and they are responsible for testosterone production. Okay, and so this is additional point which is not given in NCERT. That is, again, the testis is having 3 different membranes. Okay, the outer covering is called as tunica vaginalis. Tunica albuginea is the middle part, and tunica vasculosa, that is which is having blood vessels, inner tunica vasculosa. So vaginalis, albuginea, vasculosa, that is valve. You just remember like this: vaginalis, albuginea, and vasculosa. Yeah, yes, that's all about testis. Now it is clear where it is located. Okay, and what is the role of scrotum, and inside the testis how many lobules are present, and in one lobule how many seminiferous tubules are present, inside the seminiferous tubules what cells are present and their role, outside the seminiferous tubule Leydig cells are present, testosterone production is their role. Okay, and apart from that, androgen binding protein and inhibin. What is the role of inhibin? That also very much important. That's all about testes. Okay, and let us move on to the second component, accessory ducts. Okay, so first accessory duct is rete testis. Okay, yeah, see here. Let me explain. So these are the seminiferous tubules, and seminiferous tubules releases the sperm. Okay, so after the formation of sperm, that is, it is not produced in matured form, and the head of the sperm is dipped into the Sertoli cells, which are present inside the seminiferous tubule. So that is after the slight maturation that will be released from the seminiferous tubule. That process is called as permeation. What is permeation? Release of sperm from seminiferous tubule is called as, or Sertoli cells you can say, called as spermiation. And all the sperms are released into this region, which is called as rete testis. Okay, and rete testis, and this part is called as epididymis. This part is called as epididymis. Okay, and this epididymis is having three different parts: head, body, and tail. Okay, so this epididymis and rete testis is connected by, up to this epididymis. So epididymis and rete testis is connected by vas efferens. Vas efferens. Okay, and again vas efferens is continued as epididymis. Epididymis is again continued as vas deferens. Clear? What is the role of rete testis again? The sperms which are released from the seminiferous tubules, they are collected and sent to the epididymis, where the maturation of sperms takes place. Okay, so here there is the, until this the sperm is not getting the capability of moving. Motility is not there until it is present in the epididymis, because in this epididymis the maturation of sperms takes place. Okay, so here how the questions can be asked: what is permeation? You should be thorough with that. And what is the role of rete testis? Okay, and rete testis and epididymis is connected by which part, which duct? Vas efferens, and again epididymis is continued as vas deferens. Got it? Yeah. So here, see, rete testis, and again vas efferens, epididymis. So this epididymis, I told you, like three parts are present: head, body, and tail. So this is triple C, caput head part, body, and tail, cauda. Okay, so mostly the matured sperms reaches this cauda. Okay, so again, what is the length of this epididymis? The epididymis is 6 meter length. The epididymis is 6 meter length. And what is the length of vas deferens? What is the role of vas deferens? That is 30 centimeter. And this connects rete testis and epididymis. Sorry, vas deferens. Yeah. So vas deferens. One second. Vas efferens connects. So vas deferens, what is the role? The matured sperm will be carried to the penis. Yeah. See here. So rete testis, it receives. What is the role of rete testis? It receives sperms. From where? From Sertoli cells or seminiferous tubules, you can say, or seminiferous tubule. And vas efferentia, this connects rete testis and epididymis. Okay, and epididymis, here the maturation of, that is temporarily storage of sperm is taking place, and maturation also. Okay, and what are the regions present in this epididymis? Caput, head, this is head, this is body, and this is tail. And total length will be 6 meters. What is the role of this vas deferens? So this is continued as ejaculatory ducts, and it carries sperms. Okay, yeah. So again, this vas deferens, it joins with a duct of seminal vesicle to form a common ejaculatory duct. See, actually, this part, this is seminiferous tubules, and this is rete testis, and this is vas efferens. This is epididymis. It is continued as vas deferens. So vas deferens, again, it is going around the bladder, urinary bladder. So this is seminal vesicle. A pair of seminal vesicle is present, and they are connected to this vas deferens by a duct, seminal duct. Okay, so this seminal duct connected to the vas deferens. After that, this is called as ejaculatory duct. Are you understanding? Both of you? Yes, Nandini replied. Munaza? Yeah, so yes, okay. So this vas deferens, it is going, and that is, it surrounds the urinary bladder, and again there two seminal vesicles are present. They are connected to this vas deferens by seminal duct. And what is the role of this seminal vesicle? How many in number? This seminal vesicle, there are two in number, and they produce 70% of seminal plasma. Seminal plasma. Okay, so after that, prostate gland is there. After that, prostate gland is there. So prostate gland, how many in number? How many in number? One in number. What is the role of prostate gland again? So prostate gland, one in number, it produces 30% of seminal plasma. Okay, so after that, a P, that is, this prostate gland is chestnut shape, and a P-shaped, P-sized gland, a pair is present, that is bulbourethral gland or Cowper's gland. What is the role of this bulbourethral or Cowper's gland? That is neutralizing urine, and one more, it is responsible for lubrication process. During copulation, penis should have lubrication. Okay, so that function and neutralizing the urine is done with the help of this bulbourethral gland or Cowper's gland. Okay, yeah. See, what is the role of this accessory ducts? Accessory ducts, again, they transport sperms from where to where? From seminiferous tubules to the penis. Okay, and again, conduction of sperm through the accessory ducts. How it is happening? What is the pathway of the sperm? Okay, first seminiferous tubules releases sperm by the process called permeation. Please remember this. What is permeation? Release of sperm from seminiferous tubule is called as permeation. So sperms are released to the rete testis. From rete testis, it reaches vas efferentia, which is connecting rete testis and epididymis. And in epididymis, it is getting stored and matured. Okay, stored and matured. So after maturation, it is reaching the vas deferens. And again, vas deferens, it is connected with seminal duct. Seminal duct. After that, it is called as common ejaculatory duct. So again, this common ejaculatory duct, it is connected, it is continued as urethra. Okay, so again, here, this urethra is having three parts. See here, prostatic part, membranous part, and penile part. Okay, so first part of the urethra, which is getting connected to the ejaculatory duct. So from here, you can say urethra, vas deferens, then ejaculatory duct. Ejaculatory duct is getting continued as urethra. So first part of the urethra is called as prostatic part, second part is membranous part, and third part is penile part. Okay, and again, what is the length of urethra? 20 centimeters. And again, this urethra receives the ducts of prostate gland and bulbourethral gland. So all the secretions of prostate gland, Cowper's gland will be received by urethra. Okay, and again, here, what type of questions can be asked in accessory ducts? What is the role of ureter testis? What is the role of vas deferens? What is vas efferens? Epididymis, what are the parts present in the epididymis? What is the role of epididymis? And what is vas deferens? And again, seminal vesicle, seminal duct, after getting connected to the vas deferens, it is called as ejaculatory duct. Okay, so here how the questions will be asked means, that is the seminal vesicle, how it is getting connected to the vas deferens through seminal duct. And again, what is the role of urethra in male? It carries both urine and sperm in male. Okay, and again, what is the role of bulbourethral gland, prostate gland, and seminal vesicle? 70% of the sperm by seminal vesicle, 30% by prostate, and Cowper's gland, it neutralizes urine. And again, one more is lubrication function. Clear, dear, up to this? Clear, Nandini, Munaza? Okay. Yes, so here again, the end of the urethra is called as urethral meatus. Okay, that's all about accessory ducts. Okay, and here the question from this, definitely you may expect passage of sperm. Yeah, third part is accessory glands. So what are the glands? As I told, seminal vesicle, how many in number? 2 in number. Prostate gland, how many in number? 1 in number. Cowper's gland, again 2 in number. Okay, so again, a pair of seminal vesicle. What is the length of seminal vesicle? 5 centimeter. See, this is seminal vesicle, 5 centimeter in length. And what is the role of this seminal vesicle? 70% of semen. And prostate gland, 30% of semen. Pair of Cowper's gland or bulbourethral gland, secretions, its secretions neutralizes urine and lubricates penis. Okay, and their collective secretion is called seminal plasma. Seminal plasma, along with the sperms, it is called as semen. So during copulation, this semen is released. Released where? Into vagina. Into vagina of female. Yeah, so this copulation process, which helps in the insemination process, is very much important for the next event called fertilization. And what is the composition of this seminal plasma? Okay, so it is rich in fructose, proteins, citrate, calcium, and enzymes. Okay, see, if you take this calcium, it is more in epididymis. Why? This calcium inhibits movement. This calcium inhibits movement of sperm. So in epididymis, the sperm is not having movement. The sperm is not having movement in epididymis. So in epididymis, the calcium concentration is more. But if you take in semen, it is present, but in lesser amount. Okay. And again, enzymes are also present. Okay. So these enzymes are needed for the further processes. Okay, so what is the role of this fructose? So fructose is producing energy for the movement of energy, which is needed for the movement of sperm. So how the energy is produced from fructose? By the enzyme fructokinase. So many questions can be fructokinase. So many questions can be framed from this topic. That is male reproductive system. So each and every point is very much important. Can expect questions. Yeah. So what are the functions of seminal plasma? So seminal plasma sperms alone, if they are present, they need energy for their motility. So fructose is needed, and definitely it cannot move without any, without any substratum. Okay. So for that movement, liquidity is needed. So that is given by this seminal plasma. So the seminal plasma, first important point is it is helping in the transport of sperms and supplies nutrients for sperms. That is other minerals also present, sodium, phosphorus, calcium, all the minerals are also present, which is needed by this sperms. And again provides alkalinity to counteract acidity of the uterus, because this pH should be maintained for the viability of sperms. Otherwise, because uterus is acidic in nature, so if the sperm alone is going into the uterus, it will be destroyed. So to prevent, to neutralize the acidity which is present in the uterus, this alkalinity is needed. Okay, and again secretions of corpus gland lubricates the penis. So lubrication is very much important during copulation. Okay, and again secretions of epididymis, vas deferens, seminal vesicles, prostate help for the maturation and motility of sperms. Only after completely getting matured, the sperm is obtaining the quality of movement. Okay, motility is possible for the sperm only after complete maturation. Yeah, so I think glands, it is very clear. So first gland, a pair of seminal vesicles 5 centimeter length. They are connected to the vas deferens by seminal duct. After that, that is called as ejaculatory duct. What is the role of this seminal vesicle? It produces 70% of seminal plasma, which consists of all the necessary nutrients needed for the sperm. What are they? Fructose, calcium, phosphorus, other enzymes, sodium, etc. Okay, yeah. And second is prostate. How many in number? 1 in number. And what is the role? 30% of the seminal plasma is produced by prostate. And the third type of gland which is present in the male reproductive system is corpus gland or bulbourethral gland. In a pair they are present. They are pea-sized. Okay, shape also. And again the role is again neutralizing the urine. By producing alkaline solution, it gets neutralized, the urine gets neutralized. And again one more is lubrication process. Okay, and fourth part in the male reproductive system is external genitalia. Okay, see, please be thorough with the male reproductive system, because we have to compare the male and female reproductive system. And again, penis, what is the role of this penis? It is a copulatory organ. So this is very much helpful in ejaculating the sperm which is produced in the testis. Okay, see here where the testis is present. Here the testis is present. It should come out through this way, like this. Okay, so for copulation, that is during copulation only, the sperms are getting released into the vagina. And again, it is made up of erectile spongy tissue. So here the question you can, spongiosum is the tissue which is present in the penis. Okay, and again, so this is filled with the blood vessels, and again that is responsible for, it receives all the signals. And again the erectile nature is very much important for this penis. So if this penis is not having that erectile property, that leads to insemination. That is, insemination problem will be there. They cannot inseminate, that male which do not have that proper erectile function. Again, for them, it is not possible to ejaculate the semen properly into the female reproductive system. So that leads to infertility again. Okay, so again, when this spongy tissue size and the size of the penis will be small, and again when it is getting the information signal, everything, it is filled with the blood, so that it is getting erected. And this erection function is very much important for this insemination process. Okay, and again at the tip, it is called as glans penis. It is covered by a foreskin, which is otherwise called as a prepuce. Got it? That's all. So if you have any doubt, you can ask me. Do you have any doubts, dear? Yeah, for Nandini, it is very clear. And for Munaza? Munaza, please reply here. Yeah, okay. So here in this chapter, the important topics, each and every topic is very much important, and so many questions can be framed easily. Even you can try with the fill-ups. Please frame fill-ups. And please read at least 10 times to 15 times in NCERT. Okay, so that will be very much helpful. And again, do you want me to revise it one more time? Do you want me to revise one more time? Yeah, okay. See, what are the components of this male reproductive system? So primary organ is testis, and accessory organs, accessory ducts, accessory glands, penis, external genitalia. These three are secondary organs, you can say. Okay, and first primary organ, let us discuss. So primary organ, testis, how many in number in human? A pair of testis is present. So when a male baby is inside the mother's womb, it is present, this testis is present in the abdominal cavity. Okay, after that, during the time of birth or at the eighth month of pregnancy, at the 8th month of pregnancy, it is moving from the abdominal cavity to the, see here, this is abdominal cavity, this will be present in the abdominal cavity, and it is getting descended into the scrotum. So through inguinal canal. So this is called as inguinal canal. Inguinal canal. So this inguinal canal, again, it supplies all the blood vessels, nerves, everything is running through this inguinal canal. So what is the role of the scrotum? Why it should get descended from the abdominal cavity into the scrotum? Because this helps, the scrotum helps to maintain the temperature which is needed for the sperm production. Okay, if it is not getting descended, undescended testis, if it remains in the abdominal cavity itself, that leads to cryptorchidism and leads to infertility. Okay, and again, if you take what is the role of this testis, it is having different parts. Totally, if you take one testis, it is having 250 lobules. 250 lobules, they are again having 2 to 3 seminiferous tubules. So inside the seminiferous tubules, male germ cells and Sertoli cells are present. Outside the seminiferous tubules, Leydig cells are present. What is the role of this male germ cells or spermatogonia? They are getting developed into sperm, and Sertoli cells provide all the nutrients which are needed for the development and maturation of the sperm. Okay, and again, after the development of sperm from spermatogonia, again, the Leydig cells are also very much important, which are present in the interstitial space, that is outside the seminiferous tubules. So this Leydig cells produce testosterone hormone, which is called as androgen. So after the production of sperms from spermatogonia, these sperms are released from the seminiferous tubules. That process is called as permeation. They are released into the next part, that is accessory duct, rete testis. So rete testis receive the sperms from seminiferous tubules and send to the next part, which is called as vas efferens. So vas efferens is the tubules which connects the rete testis and epididymis. So epididymis, again, it is very much important for storage and maturation. Okay, caput, corpus, cauda, head, body, tail. So the matured sperms, they will reach the tail part, cauda part. And again, from there, it is getting continued as vas deferens. So vas deferens, again, it is surrounding, it surrounds the urinary bladder. And again, these are seminal vesicles, and this is seminal duct. So this is vas deferens, and again, both are getting connected to form ejaculatory duct. Ejaculatory duct, see here, this is urethra. This is urethra, which is coming from the urinary bladder. So urinary bladder and ejaculatory duct, urethra and ejaculatory duct is getting connected. So here, from here, the urethra, first prostate part, prostate part, membranous part, and in the penile, it is continued as penile part. So please see this diagram. It is very clear how the vast difference. It is getting connected to the seminal duct to form ejaculatory duct, and it is getting connected to the urethra. Urethra is three parts. One is which is near to this prostate gland. This is seminal vesicle. This yellow or orange is prostate gland, and below that Cowper's gland is present. Okay, so again, it is continued till the urethral meatus. So this edge is called as urethral meatus. So what is the length of urethra? 30 centimeter. And again, what is the role of urethra? It carries both urine from bladder and sperms also. That is semen also. Okay, so that's all about accessory ducts. Testis we completed, accessory ducts we have completed. And what about this accessory glands? So accessory glands, if you take, and again dimensions, shape of the testis, everything is important. Okay, and here what are the accessory glands present? A pair of seminal vesicle, one prostate gland, and a pair of Cowper's gland or bulbourethral gland. What are their role? Seminal vesicle produces 70% of the seminal plasma. Prostate gland secretes 30% of seminal plasma, and together seminal plasma and sperm is called as semen. Semen is released. Semen is released through the penis, which helps in the insemination process. Okay, that's all about accessory glands. And external genitalia, last part is penis. So penis is responsible for insemination process by ejaculation, and again here it is having erectile tissue, so that is responsible for copulation and insemination. So due to the presence of so many blood vessels, when it receives the signal, it is filled with the blood. So why it is getting erected means with the help of those blood vessels. That's it. And again, at the end of the penis, that is which is called as glans penis, and again it is covered by prepuce or foreskin, you can say. Clear?